Back to you now at 9:13. We are in the middle of what might be one of the busiest legislative sessions our state has ever seen. Our lawmakers fighting to fill a nearly $900 million budget deficit and debating on how to get that job done. We're also looking at how to fund teacher pay raises, special elections. Plus, 2018 has some big leadership changes in store, including a gubernatorial race. So we thought, who better to join us this morning to cover the gamut than Governor Mary Fallin herself. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Great to be with you, Marky.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen you in studio. And a lot of ground to cover in the next 15 minutes. So I want to start with education funding. Yes. It is now April 5th.
Right.
April 1st, the state was supposed to agree on a budget plan for education. It's law signed by your predecessor. April 1st is the day. This has failed 12 times now. Is this not our own lawmakers breaking the law here in Oklahoma?
Well, they put it to law when I was lieutenant governor, saying that we should be able to tell teachers and schools they can do their contracts by April 1st and have more time to be able to hire teachers and know how much money they're going to have, that we would fund education early on in the legislative session. But the practicality of it is that the budgets usually get done at the end of May. And so for the last couple of governors, the legislature has never met that deadline. But for the schools, it makes a hardship on them. And of course, it's very challenging this year when you have a close to a $900 million shortfall. Last year we had a $1.3 billion. And the year before that, we had, I think it was around $650 million, somewhere close to that. Mm-hmm. So it's been a very challenging time to be able to figure out who do you cut, who do you appropriate money to, and where are you going to find the revenue? It's just not easy.
I'm sure it's not easy, but how are there not consequences for that, for our lawmakers? I mean, if you say April 1st and that's signed into law, it's kind of like April Fools, you know, for the 12th year in a row.
There are no consequences in the law, but it is a law. The legislature just hasn't made the deadline. But it is challenging, once again, when you're trying to build consensus, and it is hard because I've been trying to get the legislature to build consensus on how are we going to prioritize our spending, what type of revenue are we going to have that we put on the table, where are we going to cut, and we're still in that process right now. And that's why last week I said, you know, we're halfway through the legislative process. We have about 7 weeks to go. It's time to start making some decisions. But I understand it's tough on all the legislators.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the bigger picture, the overall budget deficit here, have to fill $900 million somehow. And I know that you've proposed a tax on 164 different services, everything from doctor's fees to legal fees, even down to tattoos and pet grooming services. Is that still where you stand on what is the most effective plan of action?
Well, Marky, that's half of the solution I propose. There's been a lot of demagoguing on that issue, a lot of misinformation, as politics will have it. But what I propose is that we have a tax structure, and I have a chart I'll show you if you could key in on that, but it shows that our tax code was developed in 1933 in our nation. I don't see the chart yet, but there it is. Nope, the other one.
Okay.
Tax code, Travis, real quick.
Yeah, if we could just switch those out and just explain to us what we're seeing on these graphs here.
All right, so this is a picture of the United States. And what it shows is that our tax code was developed in 1933. Texas developed their tax code in 1966. You can see the various years that states implemented a tax code. But the next chart I want to show you is our goods and services. And basically, we've changed our economy, as the nation has, from having in 1929 a goods-based services, which means a lot of manufacturing. But as technology has come online over the many, many decades since 1920s, you can see that the service industry has overtaken the goods industry, which is what we tax. We tax goods, but we don't tax services. So what I propose to the legislature is that we have to fix the structural problems in our budget. It is not working. It is broken. Mm-hmm. It's been this way for many decades. Governor Keating tried to do the same thing. I'm not the first governor to propose that we have a structural problem in our budget, and that we look at broadening our sales tax base on consumption of goods, because our taxes are things we sell are more services than they are goods. And then we could lower our sales tax rate, lower the overall rate, broaden it out, bring more stability to the system itself. And then I also talked about how we could eliminate our grocery sales tax. You know, people have to eat. That's a core function of life is groceries and food. We'd be able to save a family of four over $680, sorry, don't use to talk about millions, $680,000, good Lord, lots of figures out there.
$680 over
$680 for a family of four. For a single person, would be about $350. And then we talked about eliminating the corporate income tax because we get very little revenue. It's just a little over $100 million on that, but it's very unstable because companies can carry back losses, carry forward losses for a time period of about 15 years, so it's very unreliable. And then I talked about putting a sales tax on some of the services because the poor people don't use as many services as people who have more income.
Right. And with the tax on those services, that's your plan of action that you've kind of delivered to us here. It's been met with stiff opposition too. I mean, Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb resigned from your cabinet over this because he wouldn't stand for it.
Where's this plan?
I haven't seen a plan.
Okay.
But stepped down from your cabinet because of this. Do you expect that this plan of your tax plan to come to fruition? And have you also ever seen a place of this kind of divisiveness?
Well, actually, Marky, that there are people who do support the plan. They are saying there are some forms of it that we should look at. The other part of my plan was that we should look at sales tax exemptions. We exempt 150 different items that various special interest lobby groups have come to the Capitol over the many, many decades that said, let's exempt tattoos, let's exempt fur storage, let's exempt car detailing, let's exempt diaper service for people who want to use cloth diapers, let's exempt those types of things. There's 150 items like that. So I challenge the legislature to also look at sales tax exemptions, and would you rather pay teachers, would you rather have highway patrolmen on the highways protecting our communities, would you rather have funds in the emergency management agency that takes care of tornadoes and grass fires or not, which has been cut, by the way, by 40%. Where do you want to prioritize your spending? Then I also said that we need to look at our incentives, such as wind incentives, gross production tax incentives, incentives that we give to various different entities through special interest groups that have come to the Capitol and said we want incentives, and some are very good. Many of them create jobs, create investment, and we want to keep those things so we can be competitive as a state with other states. But there's a broad range of things that I put on the table, and I said, here's ideas for you. And I perfectly understood that people wouldn't take my budget and say, okay, let's pass it, let's get it done. But someone has to start the discussion, and if you don't put out any ideas, then that's not leadership.
Right, you have to start somewhere. Also, do want to talk about the rainy day fund, that the
Yes,
state
absolutely.
has in place, and now it's essentially been drained. We're talking $240 million. The Speaker of the House, Charles McCall, even Representative Scott Inman said they were kind of surprised by this.
Well,
Did this surprise
and then the treasurer and the AG said it's perfectly legal. It can
Did
be
it shock
done.
to you? Did you know anything? Did you know that the rainy day fund would be drained?
I didn't know that it had been, the money had been taken out of that, but the fact of the matter is, when we had a revenue failure in March and we had to cut spending across the board of all agencies, and there were some agencies like Department of Human Services that last year the legislature only appropriated 10 months of operations. And so if we want to keep our nursing homes open, we want to take food to the seniors and issues like that, then we have to make up that money, which is about $34 million in a supplemental. So the only place to find the money with the revenue failures that we've had is to be able to take it out of pockets of money that we have, and that's what a rainy day account is for. It's for hard times, it's for rainy day, it's when we need to supplement that. Now by law, the rainy day fund has to be refilled, and as we all know, April 15th is the tax day, and so as people pay in their taxes, that fund will replenish and will be put back in there. But it is legal according to the AG and according to the treasurer. Now back to the rainy day fund. So in 2009, we went through the national recession when the national economy crashed. And so when I came into office, we were still going through that big crash. By 2013, we were able to build up a rainy day account to $530 million in savings, thank God. Mm-hmm. And then by 2014, we hit the second wave of an oil bust, and then we hit another downturn. But we've been using that rainy day money to help balance the budget in a hard time. We used it again appropriately this past session, but we still have some big challenges. So I want to show you two more charts before we quit, if I can.
Okay, yeah, really quickly, and then I'd like to get on to some other topics.
So this chart shows that these are the various agencies that have already had cuts over the past years. From 2009, when we hit the national recession, Governor Henry had to cut $1 billion 2 years in a row, and then it still continued in my term to this year. So you can see there are agencies that have had 40% cuts, 30 to 40% cuts, 20 to 29% cuts, and on down there's 10 and 20 below and all that. So key agencies, like you can see emergency management's had over a 40% cut. If you look at the Commerce Department, the Tourism Department, the physician manpower, which helps with rural physicians, REAP, which
across
is
the board there.
which is, you can see many cuts. But the last graph I want to show you is that with a $900 million shortfall, if we don't invest, kind of like MAPS, if we don't invest in our state and fund education, fund teachers, fund corrections, public safety, roads and bridges, healthcare services, if we kept all of our state agencies, top priorities of our state, education, healthcare authority, higher ed, human services, corrections, mental health, and there's one more, I think, as you inch that up a little bit, it's on the screen. If we had transportation, I want to forget that. If we kept all those flat and had no more cuts, and by the way, higher education had 16% cut last year.
Yeah.
If we kept them all flat, you would have to cut on that chart all agencies below us. If you can show that chart one more time, cut off a little too soon. But you'd have to cut all the different agencies to zero, and there's 60 agencies. That's even the House, the Senate, the governor's office, and you would still have a $19 million shortfall. So I'm telling them the house is on fire. Let's fix the budget. Let's make some tough decisions.
Yeah, you've clearly thought about this. You've delivered a plan. You brought the graphs, the numbers, and everything. I do, out of fairness, want to get to some of our viewer questions.
Absolutely.
A lot of people chimed in. The first one is from Rob Michael, interested in special elections, because we do have a couple of them this year. Why should the taxpayers of Oklahoma have to pay for a special sessions, as the governor has mentioned, if the legislature does not pass a budget? Why do they still get paid for not doing their job?
Well, I think the legislature will try to send me a budget. Now, the question is, will they fund education? Will they fund corrections, transportation, public safety, health and human services, those important priorities, or will they cut them? Now, the option that I presented to the legislature is there's 3 different budgets I presented. You can cut spending, just another 14% across the board, which would be about a $300+ million cut to education. Huge cuts to corrections, huge cuts to the Highway Patrol, mental health services, Department of Human Services, Child Welfare Services, elderly. You can make those cuts. Or you can use a combination of getting rid of some of our tax incentives, tax credits, looking at sales tax exemptions, and still make, I showed them a budget cutting about 9%, which would still be very tough because I just showed you all the cuts we've already made. Or you can look at broadening our sales tax base, what's called a consumption tax, lowering the base altogether when you broaden it out because it generates more revenue, and look at the sales tax exemptions, look at the incentives, look at what's called off the top money. It's already going to other different things, and we can truly create a sound financial budget so that we don't have these ups and downs all the time and uncertainty.
Cade Sanford sent me a tweet just a little bit ago. He says, how do we fix our public school system? Where has all the money from the lottery gone? Why not use a model from a state like Texas?
Well, on the lottery, of course, when it was passed years ago, it said it was going to bring $300 million to $500 million estimate, and it doesn't bring anywhere close. I think it's around $60 million, $80 million that it brings in, so it never did do what people said it was going to do. And education is certainly a priority for us, and that's why we've been talking about teacher pay raises. I've had that in my State of the State speech. But until we fix the structural challenges in our budget, we're not going to be able to do the things we want to do that are important. And frankly, I've said many times, you know, we can't have 4-day school weeks. We got to have 5-day school weeks. I had a businessman tell me recently, he says, you know, I'd love to come to your state. It's great. You've done all the right things. It's a great place to live, great quality of life. But he said, you're so poor, you only teach your kids 4 days a week. And I said, oh, no. That's just in some of our rural schools where we're having trouble finding teachers. But the perception's out there. And that's why we had to fix this budget challenge. And back to the special session, what I said was that if our legislature doesn't fund the core services appropriately, fix our budget so that we're not having these ups and downs all the time and uncertainty, which is horrible for our state, then I could call a concurrent special session, which means that you have a special session during session, and that saves money, or I might even veto the budget.
This one is in from Mike Bradley. Mike Bradley wants to know what plans are being discussed to diversify revenue so we don't have to rely on oil and gas so much.
Well, we have done a really good job of diversifying our economy, thank God. If you'll remember during the 1980s, and I lost my job in the 1980s, I worked for an oil company, and when Penn Square Bank went under, the farms went under, the housing market crashed, oil companies crashed, and the state went through a huge downturn. And by the way, they raised taxes back then, back in the 1980s, because the state was in horrible shape. But, you know, looking at how we structure our tax code, looking at the different industries, the incentives that we get give them tweaking it, which we're seeing some tweaking going on in the wind industry. We passed incentive many decades ago. It worked. We're now number 3 in the nation on wind production, but there are many of us that believe it's a little too generous. We still want to keep it strong in our state, but we haven't seen the housing failures, the farm failures. We haven't seen the bank failures like we had in the 1980s. So that means we diversify our economy, but we got to do even more.
Yeah, a lot more work to be done. And I do want to ask you just one more question about your future. You know, 2018 is a big year. We've talked to Mick Cornett. We've talked to Todd Lamb, both hinting at a strong possibility of running. Connie Johnson, you know, is officially in. Scott Inman said he's 95% in at this point. What's your prediction? And then also, what does the future hold for you?
Well, my hope is that we'll be able to structurally fix the foundation of our budget so that whenever the next governor comes in 2018, they won't have some of the issues I was left with. And they ought to pray to God that I get some of these things fixed, because next year will be even worse. And I've told the legislature, if we don't fix these things this year, next year, an election year, it'll be extremely difficult. It'll be really difficult for all the candidates, and the candidates will have to put out a plan.
Do you endorse
what
anybody?
What you're going to do? No, I'm not going to endorse anybody. There are a lot of people looking at it. I'm still getting phone calls every day. I think there's probably 6 or 7 different people at this point, and so I think it'll be a big race. A lot of good quality candidates and a lot of good people who will be running with great experience. So I'm anxious to see that. And as far as my plans for the future, I hope to take a vacation.
I was going to ask you, do you stay in the political spotlight, or does it sound nice to kind of go under the radar for a little bit at least?
Well, I always believe in letting whoever the next governor is implement their plan, and the other elected officials. But in 2018, you'll see all the statewide elected officials will be leaving because of term limits. You'll see the governor leave, the lieutenant governor, the treasurer, the auditor. I mean, you go on down the line. It'll be a huge changeover. And that gives me a little bit of a pause, because you'll have all new talent with not a lot of history, not a lot of background of knowing what's worked, what's not worked, what's been tried. So it'll be a challenging time for the state. Even having 45 new legislators or so this year has been a little bit of a challenge, trying to get them up to speed. But I can say we got a great new freshman class.
Yeah, challenging to say the least. Governor Mary Fallin, we always appreciate you stopping in. And
my pleasure.
We appreciate your time.